I've been able to basically restart my Instagram account and grow almost 15,000 followers now in the matter of weeks. I had been sort of stagnant for almost 2 years. And, part of that is like my fault. Breaking down in this video what exactly I did to revive my account and start growing again, and not just start growing, but start growing at a rapid pace. And it's actually so much easier than it's ever been to grow. And I post even less than I ever have and still continue to grow daily because of all the changes to the algorithm. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that. So I literally just got back from the beach. So I have beach hair, literally my bikini off. But it's been like a dream, like what Instagram, like literally it all started with Instagram for me, like being able to work remotely and become a creator and influencer and build a brand on social media. Like now I literally can like walk to the beach, run my own schedule, travel when I want. It's allowed me to do so much. I've been able to work with so many incredible brands, and it's amazing that like you can make this happen for yourself so quickly now. Like literally, if you put the work in for literally like a month or a few months, you will see results. Your life can literally be transformed in less than a year. It is amazing. So let's dive into the tips. So if you're like me, you've probably been struggling to grow. You may have even been losing followers. I was literally losing thousands of followers over the course of like a year and a half. You're on this like hamster wheel of like trying to post, or you are posting and literally nothing's working. You'll spend like hours maybe even on something and literally gets no views, and you just feel like the algorithm's really like working against you, and then this makes you just end up not posting and not sharing, and you're just kind of like in this bad cycle. So I was on that for the last a year and a half. In 2021, was losing followers. I just like started going down this path of the snowball, like losing followers, like just losing reach, losing engagement, and that all negatively impacts you and your business as a creator and influencer. About 6 weeks ago, I was like, you know what? It's time. It is time. I'm going to turn this ship around and we are going to get things back on track. And so I finally I basically went through my own course, the Instagram guide, of what I teach my students to be able to grow on Instagram. And I took my own teachings because I know they work, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna finally do the things that I know that I work, with a few updated strategies, because we actually updated the course in the last 6 months with all the new updated strategies as well. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna apply everything. Literally applied everything. And then I started literally growing by thousands of followers in a matter of weeks. And so I've gained like almost 15,000 followers in the course of like a little over a month, which has been absolutely wild. So there are 3 main takeaways that I want to give you guys today about this for you to. And the biggest benefit is that I'm actually posting less. Like I don't need to post that much, and I keep seeing growth because I'm posting the right type of content now. And like, that's the biggest switch. So what is this main problem? The main problem is that you're not posting the right content for both virality and growth, okay? Because the content that you need to post for virality gets you the eyeballs on the page. And then you also have to be posting the right content for growth in order to actually convert those eyeballs into followers. So with today's algorithm, how do we actually get those followers and actually grow? There are 3 steps you need to take for this viral growth. So the first step is that you need to increase your reach. We need to increase the amount of people seeing your content and coming to your page. So how do we do that? We need to get your content in the high discoverability zones. What are these high discoverability zones? This is the Explore page. This is the Reels tab, and this is suggested content on someone's home feed. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to streamline your content, because the algorithm categorizes you and your content based on your account as a whole and not on the individual piece of content. So you have to streamline or niche down your content to tell Instagram and the algorithm what you post about and who it's for. So we have to streamline everything, your content that you're posting, and we also need to streamline who you're engaging with and what type of content you're engaging with. So you need to not just niche down your content, but then you also need to focus on really engaging with other similar content in pages and people that you are posting about, so that you're telling Instagram all of this. So for an example, let's say user Marie loves travel content. And so in order for your content to show up on her page, you need to, one, be posting travel content and to tell Instagram that you do, but also that you're engaging with other travel pages or travel creators or other travel influencers, and then also other travel influencers and creators and bloggers also either engage with your content or they follow you. So all these things tell Instagram, who to show your content to. So in step one, we increased your reach. Okay, so now that we're making content that is getting you more reach and is more discoverable, you're creating, viral worthy content that's landing in these places, and you're interacting and engaging with other similar accounts. The next thing you need to do is, now that you're getting all these eyeballs, you now need to actually get them converted into followers. So what is the thing we need to do? Step two, we need to build connection. We need to give someone a reason to follow you. And why do they follow you? Because they feel connected to you or related to you in some way, or they look up to you because you might have something that they are inspired by or trying to achieve themselves. We boil it down to, why do people follow you? It is because they feel connected to you or inspired by you and they're learning something from you, or you are posting things that they just want to keep coming back for more. So you want to think about, who is it that you always keep checking their stories? Who is it that you keep seeing if they've posted something new? That's what you want to think about, and that's what we're going to create. So now we need to create our focused posting strategy. So one, a user, when they come to your profile, they need to know exactly what you post about and if it's for them. And then the algorithm needs to also understand what you post about so they know who to show it to. So first we need to create this viral focused posting strategy. We need to try a few things and double down on what works. It's not about posting consistently. It's just that the content that you need to post about is consistent. We're telling Instagram all these things and we're telling users all these things. The second part of the strategy is we need your headshot and your profile to immediately tell someone what you post about and what you share about so that they know to follow you. The third way that they know to do this is not just now your profile, headshot, and your bio, but then also the content on your page. All needs to look similar. Any reels need to have covers on them with text that tell someone exactly what this video is about. The only exception is if you make very aesthetic content, and then that's self-explanatory, but I suggest having a title. So now we need to create viral reels. Reels are the number one way that I have reached 2 million people in the course of a month, and that is where every growth is coming from. You have to reach new people, and reels are one of the easier ways to start reaching more people. That's where all of mine have come from in my analytics. I'll put on the screen is that all my reach is coming from that. So there are 3 ways that we need to do this. In your reels, you need to either immediately incentivize to the user why they need to keep watching. You do this with a simple formula of a written or a visual hook on the screen for them to know why they should keep watching. The second method is to immediately connect with someone, and that is through either a relatable or a triggering statement. So something that they can connect with emotionally. The last method is to immediately show what value you will provide. So immediately tell them what they are going to learn or take away by watching this video. So now turning this viral content into follows. This is the main strategy that I have seen so many people using that has worked for me. And this is what I think you should implement in order to see these results, is to create a series. This is something that started on TikTok maybe over a year ago, and it's been working really well on Instagram, and that's to create a series. So there are two different types of series that you can create. One is a storytelling series. So this is where you're telling a bigger story that is enticing or relatable, that someone's going to want to keep watching, and you don't share the whole thing in one post. And so someone has to keep following you in order to get the whole story. The other way is maybe some sort of transformation story. A lot of people do this with like home decor, home transformations, but any sort of transformation story, because people want to see and get to the end of the whole story. The last series format is an educational series. So when you give away very micro-sized valuable tips, people want to get more of those tips. And so when they see like part 1, part 2, when they see like, oh, this is tip number 57 or part number 57, they know that there's more content and that you're posting a lot of this content. So it immediately tells them that you are reliable in sharing this. And so they can follow you because they know you're going to keep posting that content. So those are the 3 different types of series that you can create, and is going to be your best tool to seeing viral growth, because your actual content won't just go viral, but then you'll actually get the followers from the content. So one of my Instagram guide students just DM'd me the other day, literally this last week, and she told me she got her first viral reel, and she finally started growing on Instagram, getting new followers, and her views were going up. And this was just so amazing. She recently joined the Instagram guide this year. So this was just really exciting to see, like, this formula doesn't just work for me, it also works for my students as well. And so what I don't want you to do is do what so many creators are doing, is that they're still taking away some sort of tip or trick and still struggling, because there are 3 problems that they're doing, and I don't want you to do this. Is that you're grasping for every single viral view, and you're only relying on that, and you're not putting together a holistic strategy on how to actually build a community and connect with people to actually get followers, because now it's easier to like go viral but not necessarily receive viral growth. And that's because you're just chasing after these viral views and not actually building that connection in the community, which leads to followers and actual viral follower growth. The second problem that I see is that you're just trying every single hack and every single trick you come across. You're watching all these different Instagram gurus videos, and you're trying every single thing. And so it's just a bunch of disjointed effort. And so it just feels like you're grasping for it. And so you're not actually gaining any traction at all. And the last problem I see is that you're literally just overthinking it, and you're not putting the content out there. So what works for you and what will work for you is not what worked for Susie Loves Travel 5 years ago, okay? What works for creators now is not a generic, shoe size fits all approach to growth on social media. So there are 3 things that you need to do before diving into this formula that I just gave you today. And this is what's going to make you stand out on Instagram and separate you from everyone else. So you have to boil down exactly why you're trying to build an audience. Why are you trying to grow? That is what's going to fuel you past all this frustration. 2, you need to figure out who exactly this is for. Like, who is this content for? You have to figure that out. And then the third part is boiling down and niching down exactly what you're going to be posting. I said earlier, that's so important to the algorithm to be able to categorize you. And so you have to be able to narrow down exactly your content and really think of it as creating this bingeable Instagram page. Those 3 things you have to figure out for you to then implement this formula. And no, you don't need a million tips and tools and processes in order to figure these things out. I've put everything actually you need to boil all of this down and come up with exactly what you need to be posting for viral growth in my Instagram guide. And so I have the link below for you to be able to get that. Literally everything is done for you so that you can just insert and figure out exactly what you need in order to make you stand out on Instagram and be able to use this formula for viral growth accurately, so it will actually work. And I've done all the work for you so that you don't have to spend months or years trying to figure it out yourself. We also do monthly live group calls with me where I can give you personalized advice and strategy and figure out what to do for you to achieve this. So if you're ready to finally get off that hamster wheel and stop grasping for views and not actually even getting any follows, I have everything in the guide for you, and for a special 24-hour price discount that you can grab it just for you. But make sure for more Instagram tips and tutorials that I share, make sure you're following me and subscribed. I post regularly all the latest tips and tricks, but I'm so excited to see your growth. Don't hesitate to send me a DM or comment on the video, what you're trying. If you have questions for me, don't hesitate. So I'm really excited for your growth and to see where you go. It does not have to be hard. So follow the formula that I've given, check out the Instagram guide, and leave any questions that you have for me below. You can comment on this video or send me a DM on Work Anywhere Club Instagram or Kelly Hill Instagram. And make sure you're subscribed and following me for more tutorials and videos. And I will see you next time.